Hello, Commanders, and welcome back to Elite Dangerous. This is a little quickie special episode to cover some of the changes that I just heard about in another video. Coming up in some of the new updates, apparently there is going to be an end to the Thargoid War, and I only bring this up because I have no interest in it. I'm doing this episode mostly for those of you who follow me. I'm not expecting any new people to get anything out of this. Obviously, it's a major announcement, and I have to cover it because I have enough people following and engaging in this content that you guys seem to appear interested in my opinions on this stuff, so I'm going to bring it out there. I have never participated in any of the Thargoid stuff. I have no interest in it at all, even when I was hanging out in the bubble. So, I'm sure it's great for those people that have really been invested in it. But for pretty much everybody else who's only interested in trading or exploring or anything like that, it has absolutely zero meaning at all. The other thing was that they are going to be completely revamping the Powerplay system. Again, not something I've ever participated in, have no interest in. And unless you have had a vested interest in doing any of that stuff, it means absolutely zero to you. Now, I understand. Don't get me wrong, I understand that Powerplay and all of that stuff does have an overall effect on the galaxy as a whole, but it hasn't had enough of an effect that I've ever noticed it. So nothing ever happened in the Powerplay side of things in such a way that made it either harder or easier or noticeably different for me, depending on what faction was doing this or that or the other thing. So again, unless you are specifically focused on power play and worrying about factions and all of that other stuff, completely irrelevant to anything that you're doing in the game. Especially for this series that we're doing, Out in the Black, there's absolutely nothing going on with that. The only relatively exciting thing that I heard about through the grapevine, I didn't watch the live stream. I watched another video, Obsidian Ant. He covers those things pretty well, and I more or less trust what he says. There's the new ship variants. I'm really glad that they're not coming out with new ships, like completely brand new ships, because I feel like that would be a massive waste of time, especially when there are so many things that need to be fixed on some of the existing ships. So I am vaguely excited, let me say very, very, very vaguely excited at the idea of new ship variants coming out, because it leaves a little bit of hope that maybe some of the issues that need to be addressed in some of these ships will be addressed in these new variants. Now, while I would very much rather they just fix the ships as they exist than coming out with new versions to provide you with different things, that is what it is. What are you going to do about it? The developers are going to do what the developers are going to do. Apparently, what was it? The Python is coming out. They're coming out with a new variant for the Python. Python's a great ship. Never really used it very much. I did mess around with it just to test it out, but I don't know. None of the I think it's Falcon de Lacy, right? None of their combat ships are particularly interesting to me. I'm a big fan of the crates, and that's what I like to fly, even mostly when I'm doing combat stuff. So all that said, there are 3 other ship variants that will be coming out sometime this year. I'm really hoping that one of them is going to be exploration based, to ideally make it so that the Anaconda isn't the top dog in every single category. And I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, even though I know it's not going to be the thing, what I really wish that they would do is come out with a variant of the Beluga that makes it a viable deep space, large platform for going out into the black. That would be my personal wish. I trust me, I know it's not going to happen. I know that's not one of the ones that they're going to do, because it's just not. But that's what I wish that it was. From what I heard on the video, they haven't released what the other ship variants are going to be. It is what it is. We'll find out as we start getting closer to those variants coming out. But I just felt like I needed to post an extra little video today, because I've already recorded my videos for the next couple of days, and this news will be relatively old by the time that video came out, if I just kind of waited until the next regularly scheduled thing. So anyways, yeah, 2 out of the 3 things as far as this channel is concerned are completely irrelevant, like 100% absolutely does not apply at all. And then the new ship variants are probably going to be completely irrelevant, because I don't do much combat, and unless some of these other new ship variants have anything to do with exploration or trade or mining or any of these other things that I actually do, then I have very little interest in any of it. You know, and especially the Python that's coming out, I have no interest in, like, no matter what they do to it, they're not going to be able to make it interesting enough for me to want to fly it for any reasonable purpose. So personal preference, obviously, but because you guys seem to have at least a vague interest in my opinion on the game and how things work, I figured I'd put this video out based off of this new information, and hopefully, you know, it gives you another perspective to decide whether any of this has any kind of meaning to you. But like I said, a lot of people are, you know, some people are excited and thinking that this is going to be a big year for Elite Dangerous, and from a certain perspective, sure. But realistically, so maybe they'll surprise me. Maybe the other 3 ship variants will all be really cool things that make it worth the hype. But for me, I'm reserving judgment. So anyways, thank you very much for watching. I hope you got something out of this video. Be sure to click that like button, subscribe to the channel to continue watching the journey. And I do have channel memberships for those of you who want to get early access to videos and other perks, and just, you know, support me as a content creator. Again, thank you very much for your time, and I'll see you for the next one.